Hello world, I hope you are doing well recently in this busy time. Here are some things I want to get off my chest recently to you in the future, sort of a snapshot of how it is. As I grow into my 20s, I get into this progression of measuring myself against how I imagined my life would be as a grown-up. I used to envy adults with freedom to do whatever they want, and now I am that adult. But am I really free? I admit that how I always imagined is that my friends and I will go travel the world and explore all that nature can offer with the healthy bodies we have. However, it turns out that everyone seems obsessed with their romantic partners as opposed to who they are. This reminds me of when I first moved to the States. Even as my parents were busy unpacking the boxes, I was ready to explore every street, every avenue, and every boulevard. But they are comfortable with just sticking with a few interests. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a wonderful opportunity to explore the world with someone special. And being with a partner brings tremendous insights and perspectives. However, that I never understood was this rush, this expediency, this urge to find someone, to find the one as a solution to everything. And most of those times, we stumble upon people who evoke all of our childhood trauma and repressed indignities. Unfortunately, this is the point where I drift away from my friends and acquaintances. I witnessed how they were making the same mistakes that my parents and their parents were making. How complacent they are to their partners and how incongruent they were to their dreams. Well, maybe I am not smart enough. Maybe I'm not fit enough. Maybe I'm not well connected. The truth is, before the world says anything, people already close that door themselves. I used to constantly get into arguments with people about this fixed mindset. But then I realized I cannot prove their self-worth to them. Instead, I embarked on this journey of self-discovery and self-expression. I planned on transporting myself to places that the first chance I got, and I realized that as soon as I say yes to one thing, it leads to more extraordinary people. So all of that is to say, this time, I want to be fearlessly individual into this abyss called the world. We are heading into the unknown and nothingness, and who knew what AI could bring in the future? So why not make the best of it? This is the optimistic nihilist in me speaking, but also a genuine love for the world, and how it never ceases to surprise me if I will only take the step into an uncharted direction. Because right now, it is the first time in thousands of years when women have the freedom to do, to be, and to discover everything. So why should I limit myself to catering for someone else's needs, when my grandmothers and mothers have labored and delivered to ungratefulness? Why should I exchange my freedom for submission and subservience when all my education has shown me a different path? A path of moving forward, a claim to independence and self-sufficiency, a route for enlightenment and empowerment. I wonder why I have to explain this when it is self-evident and crystal clear. Each individual deserves the right to go to all spaces and put forth their dreams. Because nowadays, not every problem is insurmountable. My favorite phrase to say nowadays is, it's not a 21st century problem. For example, if I believe if I love someone, distance or race or religion or culture or educational background shouldn't be an issue. It's not like we have racially discriminatory laws or we don't have planes or trains to travel in just a few hours. We moved past that. Those are not 21st century problems. The 21st century problem is, I don't love you enough to do all that. So the problem is that people are becoming more lazy and they are not determined enough for any ideals. The options and choices we have ended up blinding us to the real deal, to what's essential, to the humanness in us all. And this is a paradox of consumerism.